Hey Internet, it's Gunter with MiniMishaps Games. I don't actually know what's going on with my hair, but maybe it is possessed by the character of Dean Winchester, because we are going to be seeing what Dean Winchester would look like in the GetherVerse. This is going to be interesting because I haven't really watched Supernatural. At the time, I think it was running close to the same time or at the same time as the Grimm was, and I was much more interested in the fantasy and presentation of that TV series at the time, and my own personal aversion to horror as a genre. Even though I'm told repeatedly by fans of Supernatural that it's not that kind of horror. But in the early days, that's what kept me from watching it. So I am doing this strictly on reading the wiki. There's 15 seasons, and that's going to be another little bit strange part, is that we're going to just level up Dean Winchester like the other characters. So to level 8, level 7 or level 8, and we're going to do, and it's just going to be massively underdeveloped for how much the character actually did in the show, dealing with demons and apocalypses and that in game, if you're in either D&D or the GetherVerse, would put the character at a much higher level than he's going to end up from today. But we're going to at least take a sampling of what types of skills that we would assign him in the GetherVerse system. So we're going to jump right in. Last time we did a what if they were in the GetherVerse. We tackled another fan request, which was to put Nightcrawler from the X-Men into the GetherVerse. And so we're kind of following that idea of, if you've got someone you want to see in the GetherVerse, make sure you send them over to us in the comments, and we'll see if we can get them on a project. So we started taking each of the Supernatural seasons, and essentially I'm going to do season 1 as the background, because each of our characters needs a background. So we're going to set the background as a demon hunter, which means that our level 1 Dean Winchester starts with lore of spirits, lore of demons, and possession. So these are abilities, and how they would be used in the GetherVerse is checks for, against, using, stopping any of these ideas. So as it went down the line, having the skill of possession both means resisting and also means actively doing the possession, if that is as the time comes. Just like always, we have to do our spoiler alert. If you haven't watched all 15 seasons of the Supernatural, you are in the same boat as me. We never try to do spoilers, but there is some point of we just want to make that disclaimer, because it's quite possible that something will be spoiled. But because we crammed so much into each level, you might, if you were doing the same thing, take each of these up to the next full point, which would put them at approximately level 21, which would put them more in the realm of probably where they would be for most of the stuff that was happening near the end of the last seasons. So but when 2 seasons were done with a singular level, we ended up with the only 3 that recurred more than 3 times were lore of the Hells. That's going to be what came about 4 times. Remember, each 2 seasons only got 3 ability slots for experience. So for every 2 seasons, he got 3/3 of 1 skill. That's a lot of weird math, but essentially the lore of the Hells came 4 times in the course of the 15 seasons. Lore of Demons was 3 times, which means a full single modifier. Divine Purpose came up 3 times for another full modifier, and then the rest of these weren't enough to, because really the roles in, as I am guessing from reading the wiki, seemed like the roles of each of the characters changed drastically based on their histories and interactions with the other players and the other powers in the show. So the rest of these weren't enough for a full point of modifier. But there again, if you took them each times 3, if you leveled them all the way to 21, but either way, soul bargaining we got twice. Strong-willed we got 1, and the rest of these are just 1 occurrence. Resilient, possession, near death, magic exorcism, madness, loyalty, lore portals, and lore apocalypse. So lots of lore, meaning that the character spent a lot of time learning about things and how things worked and what things had power, etc. But that is a quick rundown of Dean Winchester in the GetherVerse. And hope you've enjoyed. If you like our work, like and subscribe. Definitely put in the comments if you have a favorite character. It can be from any media, it can be from a video game, TV show, movie, literature, book, comic book, fill in the blank. And yeah, let us know in the comments if there's characters you want to see in future episodes. But this has been What If They Were in the GetherVerse, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, Internet.